Welcome back to Folder Decoder. In this series, I choose a chip that I've personally used throughout the Balnark series or that has been suggested by viewers in the comments to highlight in a video. The idea is to break down each folder to see which chips go in the folder and to see how each folder works, then show off the folder in-game. Keep in mind that the folders I feature in this series are not intended to be used in PvP matches. Net battling online is completely different from playing through the story and post-game content of each Balnark game, and while I do have some knowledge of PvP in Balnark 6, I don't have enough knowledge in the other games to recommend any PvP folders. With the disclaimer out of the way, let's look at what I've got cooking today. Today's folder is a B-coded folder for Balnark 6, which is intended to be used with Tomahawk Cross. The thing about this folder, however, is that there's actually two main ways of dealing damage, with both of them utilizing wood chips the Tomahawk Cross can charge for double damage. The first strategy of this folder involves setting up grass panels. Although you can use the grass seed chip in star code for this, there's actually another way of setting up grass. Boomer chips got buffed in Balnark 6, so they now set grass panels on your opponent's side of the field as they move through it. For this folder, we're going to be using the High Boomer chip in the B code, which can be purchased from the net dealer in ACDC area. High Boomer normally does 140 damage, which is doubled to 280 with Tomahawk Cross. It also doesn't give enemies invisibility frames after it hits, which lets you immediately follow up with a second half of the combo, the Blastman chips. At 250 damage, Blastman SP already hits fairly hard, but hitting opponents that are on grass panels puts his damage up to 500. The combination of High Boomer and Blastman SP together deals a respectable 780 damage with just 2 chips. You can of course use the standard and EX versions of Blastman as well, though their damage output is much lower than the SP version. The other strategy of this folder follows a tried and true strategy of give chips attack plus buffs, then double their damage. You can think of this combo as the Tomahawk Cross version of Silver Bullet. The idea is pretty simple. Stack up double point, attack plus 30, and some attack plus 10 chips on a multi-hitting chip, in this case, Risky Honey. This chip is incredible, playing both an offensive and defensive role at the same time. Risky Honey sends out a swarm of bees that deals 5 hits to your opponent, but it also puts up a beehive as a shield. If your opponent hits the beehive, more swarms are sent out, which also deal 5 damage per swarm. You can easily get to 10 or 15 hits on your opponents, depending on how many attacks you block with that beehive. Doing this with double point and attack up boosts, and then charging the chip with Tomahawk Cross lets this chip deal an insane amount of damage. This strategy is the way I usually S-rank Balnark 6 navies in under 10 seconds for maxed out SP chips. The other options in this folder are just chips that come in the B code. Bubblestar 1 is a decent enough chip that can be combined with Doll Thunder 3 for big damage. It can also be used with Aqua Cross to slightly increase its damage and give you some healing. Other notable B code chips include Protoman SP, Tank Cannon 3, Machine Gun 3, which can replace Risky Honey for a fast S rank on Dustman or Groundman, Lance, which comes in the star code, and even Black Bomb for even more fire damage on grass panels in case Blastman wasn't already explosive enough for you. Lastly, there's my usual set of chips that I throw into every folder: Fast Gauge, Full Cust, and the Invis chips, which I always use to support my folders and provide some good defense. Just keep in mind that while Invis is active, your Risky Honey chips won't block attacks and therefore won't send out extra bee swarms. With the folder explanation done, let's see this folder in action. And that's it for this folder. It's honestly a lot of fun to use and definitely one of my favorites in Battle.Network 6. I'm actually surprised that I haven't done a video on this folder before now, but I'm glad I finally get to share it. If you want a way to S-rank navies in under 10 seconds, I definitely recommend trying this folder out, since Risky Honey can do enough damage to one-shot a lot of the navies in the game when fully enhanced. Just don't expect the folder to have a 100% success rate for sub 10 S ranks, seeing as you still need to pull off the combo of Double Point, Risky Honey, and Attack plus 30 in order to do enough quick damage. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribe to my channel for more Mega Man Battle.Network content. I'll be making more of these Folder Decoder videos, as well as continuing my Battle.Network 4 Mono Soul Challenge runs throughout the year. The next Battle.Network 4 run will be Number Soul only, which should be an interesting one. I also have some Battle.Network 5 limited folder runs planned out, so look forward to those as well. And as always, thanks for watching.